So snakes have always gotten a bad rap, especially around Halloween.
Well, here to break some of the myths about snakes is Michael Ring of the Herpetological Society. And Michael, we do have to bring this up, is that you know what you're doing.
I guess so.
Yes, and we want to remind people at home, like, you've been trained, you've gone through classes, and that's what all it's about. So when you see a snake out in the wilderness, you don't go pick it up and want to make it around your neck and stuff, right?
Well, I do, but yes, that's because I have the discretion, certainly. I love picking up snakes and putting it around my neck. I will say, though, yeah, here in Arizona, there's a lot of different reptile species, so it is important to become versed in snake identification. We always tell people, if you don't know if it's venomous or not or what species it is, don't touch it. And that's absolutely true. There are venomous snake species here in Arizona. There are non-venomous snake species. But one thing they all have in common is that they really are quite a benign threat. You should not be worried about being attacked by a snake. Snakes, for the most part, are just trying to survive, do their own thing. Like Mandy here. We have Ozymandias, the reticulated python, Malayo-python reticulatus. This snake actually happens to be the longest species of snake in the world. They're found in Southeast Asia, and they've been documented growing over 20 feet long.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
How high can they jump, though? Because that's also in here, too. Can't they jump?
No, they can't jump.
They can't jump?
But as you can see,
I saw a movie where the snake jumped up and got the guy.
Wow, there's so many movies that have snake inaccuracies. I couldn't even
What is
count
that?
them
Snakes
on
on
my
a plane?
hand.
What are you talking about?
No, that's what we're talking about. Get those snakes off my plane.
Yeah, we want to do a Halloween event at the McCormick-Stillman Railroad Park called Snakes on a Train.
Yeah.
I come up with those things. It's so fun.
Well, Mandy is beautiful. We were talking about her earlier. You were saying she's a blonde, she's
Yes.
gorgeous, and she's not full grown yet. Because you were
No.
saying they can grow how long?
Over 20 feet long.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Mandy is actually, in some senses, I wouldn't necessarily say a juvenile, but she's only about 7 feet long. As you can see, I'm 6'3". And let's
Wow.
put her next to my body. As you
Wow.
can
Oh my
see,
goodness.
way longer than
Definitely.
me. Yeah.
And how wide do they get? Is this about how
This
big
is
she's
about,
gonna get?
honestly, a healthy reticulated python is going to look a lot skinnier than an approximately, sized anaconda.
Yeah.
So like anacondas,
okay.
there are other snake species like the Burmese python and anaconda that they're very large bodied species of snakes. But retics in general are very thin. As you can see, they have kind of that lean body. And that's really why they hold the distinction as longest snake, as opposed to largest. The anaconda would be heavier.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about some myths here that people, again, you said one of them, that snakes aren't out to go get you.
No.
So that's not something that happens. I just told one, too, where the snake jumped up and ate somebody. Doesn't
Snakes
happen that
definitely don't
way.
jump. Okay, good to know.
Myth busted.
But let's also talk about some of the poisonous ones you have there. And again, they don't use their venom to attack. They use it to pretty much for their prey, right?
That's absolutely right. In fact, we were just talking about this recently, me and some of my colleagues. Most snake venoms are not defensive snake venoms. They're actually used specifically, once again, to procure food. So, I mean, these animals, biting really is not the first method of protecting themselves. I mean, rattlesnakes, for instance, are a perfect example because they have those keratin rattles at the end of their tails that they used to warn us. They're very considerate. They don't want to mess with us at all. Yeah.
So snakes are actually a nice species of
are.
animal. They're nice.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't like pack rats.
Right.
They're moderating those populations.
Yes.
Another myth that I would love to bring up is the myth of, a snake like this. I think a lot of people will ask, can it eat me? Right?
Right.
And I was doing a little bit of research on my way here, and it is absolutely more statistically probable that you will be eaten by your house cat than a reticulated python. So if you should be scared of one kind of pet, it's not a snake. I'll guarantee you.
Gosh, that's too
Oh my
funny.
God.
Yeah.
So another thing we want to mention too is that people keep them as pets, and they usually have them in these small little
Tank
tanks
kind
and
of
stuff.
things.
That's not healthy for them, is it?
Absolutely not. In fact, there's a very common myth that reptiles will grow to the size of the enclosure that they are put in. And reptiles actually have indeterminate growth, so they will continue growing their entire lives until something kills them. So, if you keep a snake in a small enclosure and it stays small, it's likely because you've stunted its growth.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
How many snakes do you guys have out there? Do you know?
Oh, man. Well, I know offhand that we have over 80 species of venomous snake, over 200 venomous snakes.
Got it.
And that's just venomous, and for non-venomous, I think it's somewhere around maybe 180 to 200 species.
Got it. Well, I got two more
man.
anacondas. You get
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you got, you know, these two. You can,
Okay.
yeah. You need
Okay.
these anacondas
Put
out
those
there.
away. Put those away. We'll tell everybody where they can find more information. about you guys.
Absolutely. Please come visit us at phoenixherp.com. We have all kinds of events, private tours, capybaras. Come check it out.
These anacondas will be out there.
Can I pet her?
Yeah, you bet.